Welcome back to the Public Pool Podcast. We actually just recorded about 5 minutes of the podcast, and then I realized I didn't press record. So we're going to come in. I think I can go word for word with what we just did.
Yeah. I was going to say, also, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often. Knock on wood.
It's happened twice recently.
That's true.
And it hadn't happened any time before that, which is an issue because now I just feel like it's going to keep on happening. But we were talking about the Winter Olympics because I got a little bit of a bone to pick with it. And also we were talking about how it's kind of fascinating that like Norway, who has like the population of like Dallas, is like a juggernaut in the Winter Olympics. And it doesn't make sense when you first think about it because they're near all these other Scandinavian countries like Finland and Denmark. And
that also have snow.
Yeah. Similar types of people, except that literally of Scandinavia, all the mountains are in Norway and everywhere else is just flat.
Yeah.
And so everything that goes downhill, which is like 98% of the Winter Olympics, is in Norway. That's why they're so good. Anyway, but the Winter Olympics sports, the sports that they have, are to me ridiculous.
Okay.
And stupid. And I'm going to say stupid for I'll explain why in a second.
I was going to say hot take. I'm a little bit more interested in the Winter Olympics than I am Summer Olympics.
When you're watching the thing, I agree. It's more interesting to watch a speed skating competition than a marathon or something like that. But the reason why I think they're stupid is you basically have like hockey. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Everybody plays hockey. This is really interesting. This is really who is the best at hockey? And then you have obviously like some ski races and the snowboard jump but like nobody bobsleds. And as fun as bobsled is, and it's an institution.
I love bobsledding. Or like not personally, but like watching it.
But you never watch it besides once every 4 years.
Yeah, but that's
how many people bobsled?
That's how like the discus shit or like what that like in the summer.
But that's been around. The discus has been around since the Roman times. That's the only reason we do it. The only reason we do it.
But that's not like a sport that people do. Like there's a lot of stuff where like
every high school team has a discus section. Every high school has like people who throw the discus.
It's just part of track.
Yeah, but bobsled isn't a part of anything.
Well,
nobody does it.
No, all winter sports are rich kid sports. No one skis.
They're all rich kid sports. They're all rich kid sports. Totally agree.
That's what I'm saying. It's all pretend, but like it doesn't matter.
Skiing, a lot of places do ski.
Where the fuck do places ski?
What are you freaking all over the country? There's a million ski resorts.
No, like people like casually ski, but do you mean like a televised or like actually
ski competitions?
People on. Yeah.
I'm lowering the bar a ton here. I'm saying, do people do it ever? I don't think anyone bobsleds outside of the Olympics or training for the Olympics.
No, because
it is solely an Olympic thing. It's also
sport.
Ridiculous.
But so are most sports to me are ridiculous.
I know. And we have a whole segment about that. But I'm saying...
I think you have a lot of gripes that don't make a lot of sense.
I think that the bobsled... Nobody owns a it's not. So basically my issue with it is the whole time we want to say like, oh, which country is the fastest person or this person or this. Mm-hmm. But then you have certain things where it's like the Guinness Book of World Records where it's like you just sent me and we love Pitbull. We love Mr. Worldwide, but he's about to try to break the record for most
bald caps.
Bald caps in a vicinity or something.
Yeah.
Like, so... You know what I mean? Like
most things are like so, but it's just
like
people are
fucking so.
But
what?
that's what the Olympics are for. I think is let's show these amazing niche people who are really good at this one really crazy thing. We don't see it that often.
You and I have different approaches to the Olympics.
You want the everyman to be able to do it, and I don't get that at all.
It's not the everyman. It's more the I think that all Olympic sports there should have been a conversation at some point. Every 10 years, at least once, where somebody says, I bet I'm better at this than you. I don't think anybody has ever said, I bet I can get more people wearing bald caps in the vicinity than you can. Or I bet I'm better at, I don't think anybody's ever said, outside of the Olympic Games, I bet I'm better at bobsledding than you.
Because it's a very small, specific sport, but it's still an impressive sport.
It's still, absolutely impressive. You basically get into something that looks like a bullet.
Yeah. They just put Colin Jost in one. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. It must have been hilarious. Was Michael Che there?
No, he wasn't. It was just him. And it was just him being like, wow, so scary. And I was like, he could have at least made a joke.
Yeah, he can make a joke. Well, he can't though. But so we rip on Colin Jost.
He makes me upset.
He ruined Saturday Night Live. He's just not funny.
He's not. He's one of those people who looks like he might be funny.
He looks like he should be funny.
So people love him. People,
Yes.
my God. He's not, like,
No.
name a joke he said.
No.
The only time I've, like, snickered at something that's come out of his mouth was when they did Joke Swap.
Is when Michael Che makes him
say something offensive.
Offensive things.
That's the only time.
But that's not even.
Colin Jost makes me giggle.
And that is really funny every time. But okay, so that's one thing. So you have some of the ridiculous sports. But here's another thing. I feel like you'll agree with me on this point.
Okay, wait, but can we go back 2
Yes.
seconds before you make your second
Please.
point?
Please.
I've already told you about back to the pit bull breaking the world record for like the most bald caps like worn or whatever at an event. When I was in middle school, we did this thing where they were like, we're going to break the record for the largest drum circle. And they made my entire school district.
That's, by the way, just really quick, way more valid of a record than the ball cap thing. But go on, continue.
So they were like, they bust out all of us like public school kids, like from they did some elementary, some high school, the middle school. Like they were just like busting out all these kids. We took off a full day of school for this. Like
was it for a purpose besides we're just going to do it?
What they call it was called like Rock the Rhythm. I don't know if there was a charity thing behind it.
Must be something.
They had a couple like drummers there, like low end band, like D-list celebrity drummers or whatever.
The drummer for Creed.
Like I'm not even that impressive.
Yeah,
I forget. Like I remember I went home like with my little drum like signed by like 2 random guys who don't know who they were. We like did this whole thing. They like made us say the Guinness Book of World Records, people like counting and like watching, making sure everyone's hitting the drum or whatever. There's hundreds of kids here.
Yes.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
We did not break the record.
You didn't break the fucking record. See, there's no excuse for that. That's what I mean. Because you're basically inventing a record. You're inventing it. What was the record?
I have no idea.
How could you possibly not break it?
I think enough parents it was probably on a Friday, and I think enough parents were like, this is a bullshit field trip, so I'm not going to send my kids to school.
Hey, by the way, fucking
valid.
fair.
I'd rather take my kids somewhere rather than like, this isn't an educational field trip. This isn't even a fun field trip.
You're literally going to sit for a day.
We sat.
While we wait. And then did you all...
They gave us these cheap ass plastic drums, and we just were done.
And then you're phoning it in. It doesn't count. It just doesn't count.
I just remember finding out like the next year, it was like, oh, by the way, like that whole thing, we didn't break the record.
The California public school system, ladies and gentlemen. The California public...
Sorry, go on. What's your second point?
My second point is, so the Winter Olympics, I looked it up. They were originally the same year as the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
Where I think that basically it all started with, they have all the Summer Olympics games, which again, go back to fucking Roman times, for like thousands of years. They have all these games and they were like, but you know what? Like, one of them was like, yeah, well, we fucking beat you in this. And the coach said, yeah, well, if we only could play hockey. And they're like, why don't we should play hockey. Yeah. But this is before like indoor arenas or anything like that. So they really had to wait till the winter. I mean, talk about now we can make fake snow and stuff like that. It should be one. Anyway, they were the same year until for a while. It was the Winter Olympics and Summer Olympics were just the Olympics. And you had to wait a few months and then you do the winter part. Yeah. But they separated them and they were like, we're going to have them be every 2 years. They're separate events, all these things. But the problem is the Summer Olympics, 98% of sports are outside in warm air. The Winter Olympics, they have the hockey, you got skiing, I looked at curling and figure skating, like skating stuff. Yeah. After that, what are we doing this whole event for? So so they basically invent these kind of random sports, but also they make it so there's not just like one skiing event, there's 500. Yeah. And they're all the same.
But I do think we should move some of the summer
Absolutely. That's my solution.
Okay.
Why is basketball
I was going to say, why isn't
basketball?
Basketball should be Winter Olympics.
Yes.
Is it because they're in season? Are they in season? Yeah, they're in season.
I mean, they're in season for the Summer Olympics too, to an extent. No, it's right afterward. What month do they do the Summer Olympics? It's not actually during the summer usually, right?
No, it is.
It is?
We've been at the lake for the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
So it'd be like July, August.
It would be in season and NBA players wouldn't play, but that's actually like their fucking problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like fencing or honestly anything, swimming should be a Winter Olympic sport. They're inside. Breakdancing easily should be a Winter Olympic
Didn't
sport.
they remove that already?
They really should have.
And I did have my podcast notes from like forever ago. Would we have thought that Ray Gunn was as bad if her outfit wasn't so stupid?
Yeah. If you watch it, it was kind of
No,
like
it was really bad.
It was.
I'm not saying it was good, but I was saying, well, we think that it was less bad.
Yeah.
Had she not been wearing.
Our relationship with the art of, or apparently the sport of breakdancing, is to have our minds blown by like TikTok videos.
Yeah, that's what pissed me off is there's so many amazing breakdancers.
It's the whole thing is it's one of those sports where you don't hear people applaud, you hear people go, whoa, like that. And to have somebody come out there and like, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I mean, she went viral for it. And then she got like offended by it. I was like,
yes.
What did you think was going to happen?
And it turns out she totally rigged it for herself.
Oh yeah, no, she completely, took the system. But yeah, every time I'm like, oh, okay, so this is the event. So like, this is the finals for this. And then somebody wins and you're like, whoa. And then they're like, okay, you'll see them in about 30 minutes for the finals for this one. They've already won 6 gold medals because they're doing the same thing again and again.
Yeah.
Because you have to fill the event card out.
Yeah.
So either come up with more bobsled shit.
Yeah.
Or, man, I didn't think bobsled was going to be such a point of contention for us.
I will defend bobsled.
Apparently, it's like you're Bob.
I have been doing nothing but watching bobsled videos.
They're fascinating. They're fascinating.
Like, I think it's like
Yes.
like the POV of the bobsled. It is so
No,
scary.
it is fascinating. I will give you that.
Yeah.
But like the Summer Olympics really does have the advantage of like,
What's the other one? Like skeleton or something?
oh, and that luge.
Luge?
So I looked it up. So obviously the guys who do hockey have been doing hockey their entire lives. Skating, same thing. They're like pictures of like, in fact, the skating pairs, usually the pairs start when they're like 4.
Yeah.
And then they grow up together. And sometimes it's like really cute. Luging, I think it's like on average, they've been doing it for like a year.
Yeah.
Like the Olympic lugers have like a year of experience. That's a real red flag.
Yeah.
And then skeleton, they just flip them upside. They just like throw them the other way. That's it. Because they're like, we need another fucking sport.
Yeah.
I think that the same people do it too.
Probably.
Like,
I mean, you have to be freaked to do that though.
like, is it not offensive then that, this hockey team has the miracle on ice, oh my God, the United States beat the Soviet Union. They get 1 medal. We get the U.S. hockey got 1 medal for that. Meanwhile, the luger who just picked it up and also does the skeleton will have 2 medals. Like that's worth 2 sports.
They're 2 different things. They're 2 different things. I'm saying that there should be, they probably all get gold medals on the team.
Yeah, but it only counts as 1 for the countries. The medal count?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a one country. It's a one thing.
But they'll go home with 1 still.
I'm not worried about the people. I'm worried about the overall scoreboard. I'm saying the overall value.
Well, but the curlers or whatever, they're going to go home with 1.
Yeah. I was using hockey as the more of example of like the amount of effort and pride that goes into this thing. It's worth 1 versus the luge and the skeleton is worth 2. It's probably worth more than 2. There's probably 12 events that they do for that.
Solo sport, it's all on you. And then team sport, it's like we can all kind of rely on each other.
This is a really interesting. You were coming at this from a really interesting angle. So I'm not gonna lie.
Makes you think.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like wondering if afterwards you're gonna whisper like, "We've been sponsored by the fucking thing. Shut up."
Yeah.
Like I feel like you're about to.
We've been sponsored by the Winter Olympics. Okay.
We actually kind of were. We did get free stuff from them.
That's not sponsored though. They just sent us some
It's free
swag.
stuff. But it's my new gym backpack.
They're fabulous.
I mean, the Olympics got really good branding.
Of course they do.
I just feel like that's such an obvious answer, and I don't know what is keeping. I mean, half of like my life because I watch so much sports is like there's all these changes that they have to make to these different sports, and the reasons why they don't make them are always kind of like interesting. I can't think of the reason why they wouldn't move swimming to the Winter Olympics. Like, I just can't think of it.
I just don't know.
Honestly, what they should do too is, I'm shocked this hasn't happened, why the Olympics wouldn't do this, move some of the summer sports to the Olympics, the ones that can be done inside, because you have a lot of, like it's basic, there's like not a single African country is representing the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
It's literally just white people.
The Jamaica bobsled.
But the real story of the Jamaican bobsled team, by the way, is a lot more like,
I know.
damn, it's not as cool. John Candy wasn't really there. But okay, the Jamaican bobsled. That's a perfect example. They just picked it up. They just picked it up.
But that's impressive they just picked it up.
They literally start with, like, everybody else has like the professional shed or sled thing, and they have like freaking go-kart on wheels. They pick it up and they're able to compete in the Olympics.
Yeah.
How embarrassing is that for the bobsledding community?
You know, and you do bring up the, what do you call it? The dog, like the Iditarod.
The Iditarod should be a thing.
That should be a thing. Because, and at first I was like, you know what though? It's the dogs.
I wonder if
not
they're like
people.
traveling with the dogs who just can't do it.
Well, but it was more like, well, it's more of a dog feet than a human feet. But
Yeah.
they have like horse stuff. So I was like, so maybe bring the dogs out.
Also, I'm pretty sure the luge is more of a sled feat. I'm pretty sure that luging, you're actually just sort of on the thing. I don't think that there's a lot of turn. I think bobsled, there's steering.
Yeah, no, but I think it's just more like keeping your body aerodynamic.
But that's it's like how, like, for F1, I know that all the different companies, they make like the different cars, they do the different engines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where the winner is obviously like the driver gets a lot of the credit, but also the actual Ferrari gets a ton of fucking credit.
Of course.
Although apparently, aren't they not very good?
I forget. I don't follow.
I don't follow it as really
Man,
either.
but people want us to. My God.
It's kind of
It's a cool and sexy sport. I'll give you that.
It's kind of got a WWE flair where it's a lot of the personality stuff.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. It's a lot of the pageantry.
There's a ton of pageantry.
Yeah.
Because it's European.
It's true.
Man, Europeans it's a different type of crazy for sports.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying they go crazier. I'm just saying that, like,
no, it's a different.
do you remember when the Vuvuzela was a thing for that one World Cup? It might have been like right when I was like of consciousness and you were before.
Maybe.
Because it was like a big thing where all of a sudden it was like every time I turn in the soccer game, there's just like a in the back the whole time.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we can't really mute it. There's 10,000 Brazilians.
Yeah.
They brought them with them.
Brazil.
They
bring it.
They brought the Vuvuzela. And then they started selling them.
By the way, is there anyone who's more excited than the country of Brazil, just ever in general?
Just about stuff?
Just about stuff. They're always the ones that are like, in any celebrity comment section, like, come to Brazil.
Yeah, there are a lot of country pride.
They break all the records of like the concerts and this and that because they're like, we are so excited that you thought of Brazil.
Yeah.
Like, they are so excited all the time, and I love that.
They're also just like the hottest people.
The hottest people.
It's like
sick.
Yeah,
it's
why
like,
are they the hottest people?
It's because it's like I think it's like they're none of their food's like better, but it's like they have a lot of like stuff like right there.
Yeah.
I think they're like a mobile, like they're just always walking around people.
I think it's also
there's a lot of good sun.
This gets to kind of eugenics a little bit in the sense too of like it also weirdly feels like obviously you know how it's like oh half this people like it's like they all kind of look pretty hot.
Yeah.
Whatever country
happened
it was
there?
clearly Portugal, Spain, mostly Portugal because they speak Portuguese.
Yeah, they speak Portuguese.
Like Portugal went there, were with whoever was currently living there. Their little like 50-50 is like PB&J.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, oh, it's just good.
I mean, they just nail it.
Yeah, I feel bad. I don't know.
That's why it's like so many like the most like beautiful models in the world. Like Giselle, it's like she's Brazilian.
Yeah, because they're 50-50.
But like the thing is, there's so many different like types of Brazilian looking people too. Like, and they're all gorgeous. I
love it. That's a weirdly fun thing that you and I actually have enjoyed a number of times, which is whenever you're like, okay, so here are the two parents. This one's 100% Japanese, and this one's this. And I was like, I wonder how that's going to mix.
Yeah.
Because it's either hottest person in the world, or you're like,
it's a very interesting person.
It's an interesting.
Yeah.
She got her mom's. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a bit of a shame.
Maybe they'll grow into it.
But then you get the other one who gets their dad's that.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
People are, we all, I mean, how many times do we talk about, like, I wonder what our kids will look like?
I know, we joke all the time that we're going to have, like, one unfortunate son, or they're going to get, like, my body hair.
Yeah, and my head hair. We're going to be both, like, we're going to have at least one, so hopefully only one. And then also, you and I are both tall people, but we both do have the short genes heavily.
Yeah.
We're, like, both very tall for our families.
Yes.
So
it would be really funny if we had like one short boy who has hair everywhere but his head.
We're gonna have like one kid who's like 6'6".
Yeah.
With like stunning hair, like beaming eyes, just like ripped to to the gills. And then we're going to have the kid's brother, who's going to be 5'1", bald by the time they're 15, hair everywhere else.
Yeah.
And we just have to hope that they get the funny gene.
We hope that they're the funny one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
We hope that the autistic one is the tall one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's who we're going to be pumping the Tylenol into.
Yes.
The other one.
Tylenol. Yeah.
The other one, we're just going to have roll with me doing errands and just watching me get worked up and being upset throughout the day.
Yeah.
Give them that sort of personality, you know? Like my Italian side of the family.
Yeah.
The ones where it always got a good thing to talk about. Do you have anything like particular? I just have thoughts from this week.
Yeah. Well, big news today.
What happened?
I got Botox for the first time.
I didn't know if we were discussing this.
I'm not like shy about that.
I know.
I think that like if I get anything done, I'll fully keep everyone in the
Meanwhile,
loop. I'm more afraid of like doing something and people being like, "You did this,"
Yeah.
and like, not that I think it's anyone's business. When people are like, "Admit what you got done," I'm like, "Shut up!"
Yeah.
Like, but I'm like, I'm cool to be like. I like aesthetics. Like I came from that
Yeah.
world, so I'm very more like fascinated. But I have no shame in.
I love when they're like,
I don't
admit
care.
what you've got done when, for the most part, it's pretty fucking obvious too.
Yes.
It's like, well, they got a nose job.
Yeah, I got no job. Okay.
It's like when you know someone who is clearly gay and it's like, come out. It's like you yelled at them to come out. It's
Yeah.
like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
They got a nose job. They're gay. It's not.
Like okay.
Yeah.
Also, like, what does that change besides like maybe your insecurity?
Absolutely nothing. It seems that, but they don't. But the people who are begging for it, that's not about that. They don't realize that.
Like they might say like, "Oh yeah, I got this done," and they'll be like, "Well, that sucks because they have a bunch of money; they can get it done." And it's like, okay,
It's just everybody.
I did see Cardi B today. She did say she's going to reduce her BBL after this tour.
Is it just it's becoming a hassle?
Because I saw another singer, Kehlani, she was like, "Girl, I've never seen so much ass," like after the show. And she was like, "Girl," she's like, "After this," she's like, "I'm going to go to Colombia or something." She's like, "And I need to get some of this ass out." And I was like, yeah.
I'm sure it gets a little tiring.
It's a little much to carry around.
Like every time you put on your pants, you're like, oh.
Yeah, you have like special made pants. I feel
Oh,
like,
of course.
you know?
She's got a tailor on staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, can't do that.
But I got Botox today. I was excited. It's been something I've been talking about being like, I need to get Botox for like 2 years now,
Yeah.
3 years probably.
Yeah.
I just was like, I want to do it. I want to do a little bit on my forehead.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit of a wrinkle. I'm, aging.
Aging.
But I did realize today that was like a lot of like my, like lines and stuff is from my bad eyes. I'm squinting constantly.
Yeah, no, that makes
I'm
ton
like
of sense.
constantly like moving my face like that. Hasn't set in yet. I still have like full mobility in my forehead.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like anything. This is a little.
Do you feel like
set
you're
in,
going to
2
wake
weeks.
up like
Frozen?
in 2 weeks and you're like,
I know. I wonder.
I can't open my eyes.
I know, because I didn't do that much. I forget. I've heard the numbers. They throw in a bunch
Yeah.
of numbers at me. You know what it's like at the gym when you're throwing numbers at me. You'll be like,
Yes.
we're going to do 10 of this, 4 to, and I'm like, you can't throw numbers at me.
I know,
They're
okay.
throwing a lot of numbers at me today, and I just was like, okay.
You should have recorded it and just played it for me, and then I can be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I didn't get like a lot done. So we'll see. Because I was very like, I do comedy. Like
Yeah. I have to be
I
expressive.
do have to move my face. It didn't hurt.
No, right? Because I told you it was the subcutaneous needles, right? Like really thin, really short.
They were definitely thin and short. Yeah. Because I mean, your face is so thin anyways. So
It's what
it didn't
people
really matter.
use for insulin.
Yeah.
And Ozempic, that's what people use. Where
Yeah.
that's why it's like imagine if Ozempic was like fucking intramuscular needles.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
I think a lot less people would be doing it.
Yeah, I made an effort not to look at the needle because that's
Yeah.
what would have made me nervous. But they gave me this like weird little like vibrating thing.
Yeah.
And she was like, just put this on your face. So I just like held it on my chin.
Was it a Hitachi?
A what?
Was it Hitachi?
Hitachi?
It's the sex vibrator.
Oh.
The apparently people use for everything. That's why I
Like
was
the
like,
big white and blue one?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was like just like a little thing. I
Yeah.
just like held it to my chin. And so it was like, it like distracts you from the feeling.
oh,
So
interesting.
I like didn't feel anything.
Interesting.
I like would kind of be like, oh, I feel like a little prick, but it was really painless. I was shocked. I was in and out of there.
Yeah. Yo, you had your appointment at 12:45.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing like, oh yeah, she's probably there because I knew you were going to get there a little bit early. And at like 1:07, you're like, boom, baby.
Yeah.
And you're on the way home.
Easy peasy.
Maybe I said boom, baby. I don't want to misquote you. I think you said something. I said boom, baby.
I think you probably said boom.
But that sounds more like a me thing.
Yeah. But I don't know. Big steps. So I'll keep everyone posted on my Botox journey.
Well, so this is like one of the, like, so there was like this famous like Reddit post like 15 years ago where this one guy said fuck it, I'm going to try heroin. And he's like, I don't think I'm getting addicted. And then like he famously, like 6 months later was like, I got addicted. And like his life became a mess. And like 6 years later, he was like, I've been like resuscitated all these times. And like, I'm finally getting clean. And everybody the whole time is like, if you go back to that original post, people are like, dude, don't. Mm-hmm. This is like this. I wonder if, there's like a 0.00% chance that you're gonna be like, yeah, so I got my first Botox and like cut to 6 months later and you're just like fucking fillered out.
Yeah.
and addicted to it. And it's like, this is how it starts.
I think I'm healthily scared
of
things because as much as I am like a very insecure person, I'm afraid of like ruining what I do have.
Yes.
So that's why I've never really had the inclination to be like, I want to get filler or anything. Like I've never really felt like the urge to do that, more out of fear of like, what if I do it and it looks botched?
That's the thing.
And that's not where that, and that's when I'm like, okay, I am happy enough with the way I look that I'm like, I'm not willing to risk that in case it looks worse. I always say to you,
if you're not happy, how do you think other people feel? You're freaking gorgeous. That makes a ton of sense. And also just like, what would you even do? You know, the only risk is if I don't know how, because I don't see any wrinkles or anything on you to begin with, so I'm not the person to ask because I know you obviously do see them. But like, what if it's so good? That's the worry, is that you're like, this is so much better, I want to triple down. But
to be fair though, like it's like the worst I could do with Botox. I mean, obviously there are risks to Botox, but like the worst it would be is just like, it's just like super frozen. Yeah. Which I would. And then that's not what I want, so I wouldn't keep being like, I think...
You'd just be Melania, just fucking smizing everywhere.
Smizing all the time.
Smize all over this place.
I think the only other place I would get Botox would be my jaw, just because I've heard of other... And I like lightly talked to her about that today, but like barely. Like that would be like in the future thing. Just because I've heard that that's like amazing just for like... Just like comfortableness of like people who like have tension there. Yeah. And it kind of slims out your face. So I was like, that would be something I'd be curious about. But like the risk of it is like sagging. And I'm like, well, I don't want sagging in my face.
That's true.
So... I don't know. Botox felt like low enough stakes for me where I was like, I'm not going to like get addicted to this.
It's so funny because there's so many, I'm obviously always saying to you, like, just do everything in moderation so you don't. But I also, with Botox, I'm like, babe, go for it. Just fucking as much as you want. It feels so low stakes at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like I'm very lucky where I'm like, I've never felt like, I know like a lot of people's noses are like, they have a problem with it. Like I've never felt insecure about my nose. And so I'm like,
as you should not.
But like, that's like, I've never had like those types of feelings where I'm like, I need to get a nose job, or like, I'm like, I have decently full lips. I don't feel like I need to get, maybe as I get older and I'm like, I have volume loss, then I would maybe get a little bit. But like for now, I'm like, I'm still young and kicking.
You're good.
Well, but babe, when I'm like 60,
I know
I will be full Kris Jenner.
I know.
I will be getting lots of work done.
Oh, we should be so lucky with Kris Jenner. There's a huge line between Real Housewives and Kris Jenner.
Yes.
Kris Jenner looks just like 20 years younger. Like barely looks like she has work done.
But when I am older, I definitely will be like, fill it up, bitch.
A freaking course. What we can throw this away, but are there any plastic surgeries? Like, what would you do for me? No, I'm kidding.
For
like,
you?
I was like, besides like the face and the filler stuff, I guess people
do anything for you.
But I guess like for like guys where it's like, oh, he got his calves done. They did that in Entourage one time.
Yeah, that's like a
what
weird...
did they do? Like
the implant.
Implants?
That's a surgery more than like a filler.
I just can't imagine, especially for guys where it's more, they're supposed to look like a muscle.
Like Drake clearly getting ab implants is the funniest thing he could have ever done, but also the most on brand thing for Drake ever. Incredibly
on brand. I just, here's why I think it's actually unethical to do that. I'll tell you why. Because as a guy and as a special person like I am, I'm constantly, when we go into a place, I'm looking at like fire exits. I'm thinking about like, okay, this happens. Yeah. When I'm on a flight, I'm literally looking around the way that the flight attendants do, where it's like, here's who the helpers are.
Yeah.
You know? And it's
false. Like you think it's like false protection.
It's like wearing a doctor's coat.
Yeah.
When you're not a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
And when somebody is having a heart attack and they look to you and you're like, I'm not a doctor. So for, Drake, like, if Drake, falls over and he's got these fake abs, you don't have to help. Clearly he can get up. But Tubby Drake, no offense, Drake, he's got a good life. He eats good food. Like him being like, hey, can I get a hand? I'd be like, are you fucking serious? Like, yeah. Clearly you do nothing but ab work all day. Your core is rock solid.
Yeah.
So like if the guys who get like chest implants and stuff, like what happens when you can't push
Yeah.
the way that you should be able to push with your fake muscles.
But do you feel so? It's like because you're someone who it's like you obviously work very hard.
I'm a
in the
man of
gym,
size, yeah.
But you gain muscle very easily. Like where it's like
Yeah.
you work out your chest for a week and it's like boom. Like
Yeah.
it's like I can look at you and tell like that week what you've been working on. Although you're very generally strong.
A hyper responder.
But like for some of your brothers, it's like they can't put on muscle.
I know, it's pathetic.
And like the way you can. Like
It's
or
so
whatever.
pathetic. I mean,
but it's like, but say maybe one of your brothers who couldn't do that still does work out a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's like I have the ability to do this, but the muscle's not being built. Do you think then that's okay?
You're saying,
To then be like, I want a chest implant or something, even though it's like I can lift, I could do all this, but like I'm not gaining the aesthetic of it.
yeah, yes. No, I don't know. So it's because to me, it's literally just the false advertising thing where it's like, I know what you mean, where it's like, it's the same feeling. I'm sure that like the people who before Ozempic lost 120 pounds with really strict diet and exercise, how they probably feel when they see somebody who did nothing, but then took Ozempic and is now at the same place that they are. And they're like, this isn't fair. You didn't put in the work or anything like that. But then that same person could kind of be saying like, I just have they always say the thyroid thing or something like I was doing the same thing you were doing. I just wasn't losing weight the same way. Like, is it fair to take Ozempic? This is not the best example, but to me, it's more just the false advertising of like, if you give yourself like fake guns, like fake huge biceps, and you can't help me carry the couch, that's like a really awkward thing. It's more about it being awkward.
Yeah.
Where it's like, really?
No, because it's like the false advertising of it, I guess, doesn't bother me because I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, if you want to look a certain way, look a certain way.
I'm only thinking about for
but you're
specific
thinking of it
guys.
for specifically like the using of muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's like the actual using of the muscle of like, because again, it's like if you get a BBL, nobody's like, well, now she can do this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, now she's just got an ass.
Yeah.
But if you give yourself you can do all the surgeries, make yourself look like a freaking superhero.
Yeah.
But then you get your ass kicked and it's gotta look kind of strange where it's like, really you? And it's like, none of it's real. It's all, what do they put in there?
Silicone.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful world we live in.
Sculptra is the new one.
Sculptra?
I guess Sculptra's more of an injection, but they're kind of doing like high volume injection of Sculptra. So
I'm going to get into bone smashing like the clavicular guy. Like what would...
That was a great meme this week.
You know what I love about that though too is like, as soon as they said it, I was like, no, science makes sense.
Yeah. No, unfortunately it does.
It makes a ton of sense of like, yeah, no, you just stress fracture, little girl.
What is happening?
Every now and then our dog who sits on Michaela's lap during the podcast will put together like, because she loves like all dogs, she loves like kind of like being in a tight space. She discovers Michaela's cleavage and she's like, your two boobs come together in a way. She knows we're talking about her. Yeah. She just looks at me and they kind of become like what a dog bed is for her. And the problem is then she switches because she's like, I have to hold my head up to do that. But it's always a fun moment every podcast when she's like, oh yeah, there's a bed up there.
Yeah.
There's a bed for me. Anyway, so I'm going to get some implants.
Okay.
I'm just going to get trap implants. I'm just going to look
traps.
I'm going to look like a fucking cartoon character.
Oh my God. Can I just say there's nothing scarier to me than big traps?
I know. It's kind
big
of
traps and a thick neck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like then your head just, it looks like your shoulders are your neck. And I feel like it's like your head's just sitting on your shoulders. So it scares me.
You know what?
But I'm like, the guys who do that, they're just going for size.
They're going for size. And those guys also like, they like don't have to wear seatbelts in cars. Like you can't hurt your neck. Those guys, if you have like a really strong neck,
they like can't get whiplash.
You physically can't get whiplash. Like those guys physically cannot like break their neck. It's just like, how can you break iron?
Yeah.
Like Brock Lesnar. Like they're all like wrestlers who have it, not WWE, but like real wrestlers. They'll do the neck thing.
Yeah.
Like if you ever, why on earth you would ever do this, I don't know. But if you ever basically try to like grapple somebody who's like a wrestler, like if I try to grapple you, I'd put my hand behind your neck and try to like pull your head down.
Yeah.
Those guys, I've like tried to do that before. You can't.
They don't move.
They're just like, it's like pulling down a piano. You
Yeah.
can't. It's really cool. It's a really cool thing. I'm going to get that, but fake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do sports gossip or something?
I guess.
Are you ready for sports gossip?
Hit me, sister.
Okay, so sweetie, we need to talk about the NBA's tanking problem because it's actually like a really big deal and it's pretty spicy.
And of course, tanking means
Losing on purpose in order to get a better draft pick.
like self-sabotage.
Yeah, like Kate Hudson in How to Lose the Guy in 10 Days is literally tanking her relationship in order to further her career.
And NBA teams are doing this?
Yes, and like tanking has always been a thing in basically every sport, but it's especially a problem in basketball because like getting a top draft pick can turn you from like a Courtney to a Kim overnight.
Why is this such a big problem this year?
Because this year's draft class is like loaded with future stars.
It's like the Mickey Mouse Club of draft classes.
Exactly. So like more teams than ever are tanking this year, which for some teams is actually like really easy.
Because they actually suck.
But for other teams, it's actually really hard because they don't suck. So like for teams like the Jazz and the Pacers, they're like legit trying harder to lose than they were even trying to win last year.
Okay.
And that's where all of this drama starts. So the NBA actually just fined the Jazz $500,000 because last week in back-to-back games, they were winning in the third quarter, which led them, who want to lose, to bench their two best players for the entire fourth quarter.
That's shady business.
But like they broke the unwritten rule of tanking, which is you can do whatever you want to your roster to make them basically as bad as possible, to make a losing team go out on the court. But once the game starts, you have to try to win. Otherwise, you're just sort of point shaving. It's kind of like what they did was basically not that far different from what like Chauncey Billups did. Chauncey Billups, who got arrested by the FBI, did for like gamblers.
Yeah.
Like they're basically trying to lose. Like you can't do that. And the funniest part is they actually still ended up winning one of the games. Like losing is really hard when your team is pretty good like the Jazz is.
The girl boss too close to the sun.
And this caused like such an uproar because it was like so freaking blatant. And it basically forced everyone, especially the league, to acknowledge like, hey, we have a real problem here because like, girl, at this point, like a third of the teams are trying to lose and we just had the All-Star break, like just the middle of the season.
So like, what are they going to do?
That's the thing. They don't know because like they could find the Jazz and all these other tanking teams $500,000 every single game. They would still think it's worth it to get a top pick in the draft.
That's like pennies to them.
Like all these ideas keep on being thrown out. Nobody knows what to do because there's like a flaw in all of them. And right now, honestly, the winning argument is that they just get rid of the draft altogether.
They're canceling prom?
God, there's so many issues with the NBA. It's crazy because this is like a tenth of it, but this is the biggest chunk.
Yeah. That's crazy. It's like a real problem.
It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to anybody because it just sucks. It's also like when you add in the gambling stuff, it makes it like really kind of confusing because it's like, well, wait, it's just like, it's kind of the same as long as nobody's like purposely shaving points, but they kind of are shaving points. I don't know.
This is a disaster.
Yeah.
That's what we call this.
It is a disaster.
The NBA is already needing a little bit of help.
Yeah.
So.
I should say so.
I should say so.
Okay, I have another one.
Okay, hit me.
Girl, we have burner account drama in the NBA.
Vince does?
So Kevin Durant, who's not only one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but the undisputed drama queen of the NBA, had not one, but two of his alleged burner accounts leaked this weekend.
Wait, obsessed? What were his handles?
Well, one was Get Higher 77, and the other one was Get Off My Dickerson.
Iconic.
But like, girl, this isn't even the first time one of his burners has leaked.
Stop. No.
Yeah, so like 10 years ago in 2017, he accidentally tweeted something from his main account that he clearly meant to tweet from his burner account.
He got sloppy.
Yeah, and it was honestly like pretty embarrassing because like once the internet sleuths like did their job and they found the actual account and stuff, basically he was just using it to like defend himself online like anonymously in arguments. He just kept being like, oh yeah, Katie was actually pretty good here. You guys are really underrating his 3-point shooting. Like he was just like sort of like arguing for himself as himself, which by the way is beautiful because it makes me wonder like, have I ever argued with Kevin Durant online? I don't know.
But God forbid, like you should be your number one fan. You should stand behind everything you say and do.
Right? Well, that's the thing. He kind of wasn't.
Oh.
It was the burner account.
I guess, but like he's
no.
He's out there fighting his own battles.
It was more embarrassing, less toxic.
Yeah.
Than this time. This time it's kind of toxic. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna start getting really into Kevin Durant.
You
so
should.
that I can start defending him because I feel like he needs some defenders.
He does need some defenders. For being like the 12th best player of all time, he has like no defenders. Because he's a piece of work. We'll get into it. This time it's a little bit more toxic though.
Before I defend him, what'd he say?
He basically just talks shit about like literally everybody he's ever interacted with in the NBA.
God forbid you have a burn book.
He called his current teammate Jabari Smith Jr. mentally handicapped. He compared his former teammate Devin Booker and former coach Frank Vogel to Stalin and Hitler.
Oh.
He said James Harden is delusional. James Harden's like the one person where it was like, he actually kind of came off like maybe they're good friends. He actually kind of nice about James Harden. James Harden came out a winner in this. He referred to Russell Westbrook as the triple-double cocaine bear. which apt nickname, really accurate. He really shit in his old coach, the coach of the Warriors, Steve Kerr. He said he doesn't F with dark skins ever since Michael Jordan punched him in the face. So Steve Kerr's in a little bit of hot water. And then he also was basically bitching, being like, yeah, Steve Kerr has like never called a play. He's never done anything. And he's 3 championship rings to show for it. Basically being like, Steve Kerr didn't do anything for the Warriors.
She's a fugly slut.
That's literally, yes. Yes. It's literally a burn book. Yeah, he's basically just roasted like everyone he's ever played with, especially his current team.
He should just start sending in Dumois tips.
I wouldn't be shocked if he had. But the funniest part of all of this is that this happened over the All-Star weekend, this past weekend. And like every single time the cameras cut to KD, he was on his phone. Like during warm-ups, he's on his phone.
Me.
Now, KD has not confirmed that they're actually his accounts, but like given his history and the fact that like all of the people this account follows and interacts with are like his actual buddies and friends, like it's him.
But is it?
But yeah, so those are our 2 big sports gossips.
I love that.
We also now can get into the sports skinny as well.
I would love to do that.
Okay, so here's some sports news that didn't make it to sports gossip, but I want to keep the besties in the loop.
Love it. Spill.
Okay, so the Tennessee Titans have the baldest coaching staff in history. And when I say the baldest coaching staff in history, I actually don't know if that's a fact. It's just of their 9 coaches, all 9 are bald. So that's fun.
I love bald men, so I love this. I will be rooting for them.
We love our bald kings. Go Titans.
We love our bald kings.
Okay, so Tony Clark, who's a former Major League Baseball player, just had to resign from the Major League Baseball Players Association, where he was the leader, because of an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law. Now, here's the thing. We don't know what the inappropriate relationship was. Like, maybe he just like gave her a job. Maybe it was something a little bit more scandalous. Maybe they just went to a Coldplay concert together. Don't ask about it.
At least it's not his sister.
So if you remember, 2 Major League Baseball pitchers were arrested about a month ago for like illegal sports betting, basically giving advice and like fixing pitches.
Yeah.
Well, their text messages have leaked of like their texts with the sports bettors who apparently got the inside info. Now, their excuse is they're saying that it actually wasn't about baseball. What they were texting about was legal cockfights on Facebook. So that's like their entire defense.
Totally above board. Facebook rooster fights.
You gotta love when people ask for sympathy by being like, I was actually betting on animal fights.
Yes. Okay, hero.
If it wasn't the truth, why would they pick that? They'd come up with something better. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so like Chris Paul is a future Hall of Fame point guard, just retired from the NBA.
Okay.
Now, he was released from the Clippers in early December, and since his retirement, a lot of stuff has come out that doesn't make him look super good. Basically, the Clippers said that one of the reasons why they released him is because he kept on stepping on the coach's toes and trying to be like a player coach, and they're like, girl, we have coaches for that.
Girl, that's not your job.
That's not your job. Also, reports came out that he invited the entire team to his Halloween party, and only 3 players showed up.
That makes me feel bad.
I know, it makes me feel kind of bad. He's a like top 30 player of all time. He's really, really good. Okay, so the NBA All-Star Game was this past weekend, and it got mixed reviews.
How so?
Well, like it may be time to retire the NBA dunk contest just because like every dunk has been done at this point.
But it's still fun.
It's still fun, but we're just kind of watching the same thing. You're not getting the same wow factor every single time.
Yeah.
In fact, the most dramatic moment came when Jace Richardson, who's a rookie, attempted a dunk and like almost basically like knocked himself out. He hit his head on the backboard, which one, it's like, that's really impressive that you can jump that high, but I guess he's in the NBA, who cares? But he hit his head on the backboard and then he hit his head really hard off the ground.
Yeah, we don't need any divas down.
Yeah, did not need that. And it wasn't even that cool of a dunk he was doing. That's the thing. Stephen A. Smith has officially come out and said he's considering running for president as a Democrat.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a good idea.
I don't know.
I think it's a fun idea. Yeah.
I think his daughter's a lot of fun. I think she would be a lot of fun to watch during a run.
I'd say vote Skip Bayless, but he's been canceled a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Michael Jordan made headlines this weekend, but not for the best reasons. Now, he is an owner of a NASCAR team that did win the Daytona 500, so that's exciting. But footage of the celebration shows sort of like a Dalai Lama type moment where this one kid who was in front of him, it looks like he's basically pinching this kid's butt over and over again. Michael Jordan has come out and said he wasn't pinching the kid's butt. They poured Gatorade on everybody and the kid had ice cubes behind his shirt. People online are kind of like, people online aren't really sure exactly like
what
which
happened.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
People aren't really sure which side to believe, but personally, I actually totally believe Michael Jordan because it does look like the kid has like ice cubes in his back.
And he looked like he was pinching the shirt. I did see this.
Yeah.
He was pinching the shirt. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to think positively.
I'm Team Mike.
Yeah.
I'm Team Mike on this one. I believe him.
I feel like he wouldn't do something weird in public.
That's what you'd always think. But then the Dalai Lama does stuff.
That's true.
He's like 98 years old, though. And that's what you missed on Sports Gossip, and that's the podcast.
I think that's the pod. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get
Next week I'll have a skinny dip. This week was kind of a weird holiday weekend. Celebs didn't do much.
a lot of sports drama this weekend.
Yeah, I guess
A lot of
Klay
stuff.
Thompson bought Megan Thee Stallion a Rolls Royce for her birthday. And that was
Damn,
the
he
important
stole my
news to me.
idea. He stole my idea.
I was gonna say there's not really too much. So, but next week hopefully there'll be celebs will do something juice.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
We shall see. We'll come in hot.
yeah.
But yeah, love you guys. Towel off. Grab a pina colada.
Bye.
Bye.